M.V.K here, back again. Your Alpha is here, and what does your Alpha always say? He loves you very much as well. Thank you guys. As once again, I want to shout out to all you guys. Thank you. The pack has grown to over 11,000 strong members. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. And today, on today's video, guys, I am giving my thoughts on the Coming to America trailer. I watched the trailer with Malcolm earlier this week, and I didn't do a reaction to it because I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna give my thoughts on it as well. I'm just gonna give my thoughts, and I think the pack can understand that. So let's talk about this. You guys will still see the trailer playing by me to my right. But let's talk about the trailer. So the trailer was very interesting. The fact that this was going to be a theatrical release, but it was later on the distributing rights were bought by Amazon, and so now it's going to be on Amazon. And then at one point I thought it was going to be on Hulu, on Netflix, but I guess I was wrong. So the trailer opened up. We see Zamunda. We see the fictional African nation of Zamunda in all its glory. It looks great. It still looks similar to how it did in the late 80s from the first one. And we're hearing King Joffrey talking, played by the legend himself, James Earl Jones. And he talks about how Akeem must go back to America because he has a son. Now, I did my research more into the story and did my research, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. But it shows that somewhere before Akeem has a son, he had a son, and he now has to go back to bring his son back to Zamunda because for some reason the Zamunda has to have an heir, and has to have a male heir. And it's shown in the it's known in the I read the article that Lisa and Akeem have a daughter, and she can't become, some very chauvinistic rule that should change, but he has to go back. So he goes. So him and Semi, played by Arsenio Hall, goes back to Queens, New York. And pretty much look for his son. But in the trailer, all we see him go back to the old neighborhood that they were in before, in the first movie, and come into Mr. Clarence's barbershop, and the old gang is still there. Mr. Clarence, his boy who Arsenio plays, the elderly Jewish guy, I believe, that Eddie played, and the other barber, I'm forgetting his name, are still there, and they're cracking jokes and everything like that. And then the new guy that getting his haircut says something, and they're like, "Yeah, you gotta get up now, get out of here." It was pretty funny, and he's just like, "It's good to see you again." So, but we get to see the cast, and we get to see it. It was straightforward. The trailer was straightforward. It didn't show too much, and I'm glad it didn't show too much. I don't think I need to see any more, but there's still a lot of questions about this movie. And one of the biggest questions for me about it was it really needed? And that was the biggest scare for me. It was like, was this movie really needed? Was this really needed? Couldn't there have been something else Eddie could have done? But Mr. Murphy has gone on record to say, yeah, he's read the script and he thought it was great. And he said he wanted to do this, and we know he's working on another Beverly Hills Cop. And then he says he wants to go back to stand-up. So Eddie wants to come full circle. I've always had love, and I've always had respect for Mr. Murphy, Eddie Murphy. So, in my opinion, do your thing. But the question, though, is like, how is Mr. Clarence and his boys still alive? Because in the first movie, and I've seen it in the comment section of the trailer, how are they still alive? It's so funny because it makes me, it's like, in the first movie, they had to have been at least in their late 50s or late 60s, and they're still around. That's hilarious to me. I find that funny. Randy Watson is still around. Eddie played, who was the head man of Sexual Chocolate. Reverend Brown, who was played by Arsenio Hall, is still around. So you're seeing a lot of familiar faces, and we also see a new character that Eddie will be playing. I've always said this about Eddie Murphy, like, this guy should have an award just for playing those many characters and be so different in so many different ways. In a lot of his movies, we've seen Eddie play so many different characters, and it's like, this guy is like, he's such a character actor. But the problem with me is just like, is the plot. The plot is where it kind of bothers me a little bit, because it's like, wait, when did Eddie do this? When did Akeem soil his royal oats and knocked up a girl and forgot about her and went back to Lisa? Like, because in the first movie, all we saw was, once he saw Lisa, that was it. That was it. Once he saw Lisa, that was it. He was like, she is gorgeous. And I ain't gonna lie, the Miss Headley, who's playing Lisa, did she fucking age? Like, she did not fucking age. Like, I'm like, this woman don't age. Like, what the hell? She is still as gorgeous as she was in that first movie. She don't age. She does not age. It's hilarious. But we see the cast. The whole cast is back. Mostly everybody back. The actress who played Akeem's mother, sadly, she passed away. But almost everybody is coming back, and we got new characters. A character that Wesley Snipes is playing is the brother to the woman, Vanessa Bell Calloway was Akeem's first betrothed that he was gonna marry. The one he was like, jump, I'll do whatever you want, like bark, and he's like barking like a dog. Wesley Snipes is her brother, so it makes me wonder: is there some animosities between that, and that Akeem chose Lisa over his sister? We got Tracy Morgan in here. We got so many different people in this movie. It's crazy, but the cast looks great. And I looked at the cast. John Amos is returning. Even Louis Anderson is coming back. So it's gonna really be funny to see if he completed his mission. He made it up to general manager of McDowell's, which is actually a real. They actually made a real McDowell's restaurant in Queens. They actually did do that, guys. I've never been to it, but it was real. And more importantly, it seems like, yes, Joffrey is, they are putting into the category of like, yeah, he's mourning his wife's death and he's dying. So Akeem will finally become king. So it's also funny, like, after all this time, Akeem has been prince. It's still been a prince, not the king. But I was skeptical, guys. I was really skeptical about this. I'm like, did they really need to do a sequel? Coming to America is one of my favorite Eddie Murphy movies. I love that movie. It's one of my top 10 favorite Eddie Murphy movies. I could watch that movie all the time, every day if I needed to. I know every line by heart. I know it is just an amazing and funny movie with such a star-studded cast, and you're gonna see mostly all those people from that first movie return in this movie, and hopefully everybody comes out to see it, because I'm gonna watch it. I know I will watch it, but it is kind of like, whoa, like, after all this time, I had some issues, but I'm after seeing this trailer, I was like, okay. It's kind of, the nitpicking and the issues are kind of going away. But I do feel that Akeem and Lisa's daughter may have some animosity towards her brother, because, because of the situation. I don't know. But I am looking forward to it. I'm looking to just laugh and have fun with this movie. Because the one thing I know Eddie's gonna do is he's gonna make us laugh. He's gonna do something. If he's doing this, he's doing it for every good reason, and I'm looking forward to it. I had some problems, but now I'm looking forward to it. So you guys tell me in the comment section down below, did you see the trailer? Were you a little bit iffy about it too? But after seeing the trailer, did it kind of ease ease it for you? And just give me your opinion on it. I'm looking forward to it, as always. And with that being said, my pack, your alpha says peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real, as always. Merry Christmas. Have a happy and safe Christmas, guys, if you celebrate it. And I'll catch you guys down the road. As always, deuces.